This is Geo One Everything, a.k.a. Geo Bundy, a.k.a. Geo Simpson. Don't shit on my brainstorm, bitch.
This is Jared White, rocking the young Marine Corps hat. Yep.
This is Bryce Lansing, a.k.a. B-Rice, a.k.a. Brycicles, a.k.a.
Okay. And I am just Josh B. Easy. And
This is the Takeoff Anytime podcast.
All right. So this is we're doing a special episode here. I get to be the kind of a host tonight. This is pretty awesome. But we have everyone's significant other except mine because she doesn't exist anymore.
But you sound like you killed her, by the way.
She's dead. She's dead. I listened to a full Eminem CD and I killed her. But no, so before I get charges pressed against me, we're gonna kick it off with the longest couple here, Giovanni. I'll let him introduce his wife.
This is Geo One Everything and my wife, Cassandra Terry. We've been together for 13 years, married with children. Mr. Bundy.
What's up? What's up?
So we're gonna go to our second longest couple. We got Senior Bryce without inconvenience.
So, of course, Bryce here with my beautiful wife, Sarah Sweet Lansing. Been together a little over 11 years, and we will be offering the perspective of a couple without kids. Because we don't want them.
Oh, my God. Hey, everybody. Jesus.
That was an interesting intro there. All right, and we're gonna go to the most newly couple, JB Easy.
Yep, what he said. I am Josh B. Easy. And I'm here with the most beautiful woman in the world. The love of my life, Jessica May. We have been together for almost 3.5 years.
Don't get it wrong.
We are engaged with a date to be determined. And she is pregnant with my child as well, a little girl.
Hey, guys.
Damn, she sounds sexy.
So anyway, so it's all the couples. I'm gonna introduce myself, my significant other. That's my hand.
He's holding hands. That's Miss Michigan.
Oh, my God.
And it's Pamela.
I use the left one Monday through Thursdays, and then the right one picks up the weekend. I call my right hand Scissor.
My hand is his hand.
You practice that in the mirror?
I do.
Every morning.
All right, before it gets weird, so let's kick it off on a nice note. So, Cassandra, so what is it that attracted you to Gio? What made you fall in love with this guy?
I mean, we met in high school, so.
So in other words, her hormones was going crazy.
By that logic, it could have been any one of a few hundred guys.
13 years ago, so, I mean, I think the first thing that attracted me
She was just horny.
Yeah, that too. That too. I think the first thing I fell in love with his eyes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What about it? Was it like
Gorgeous.
Enrique Suave eyes?
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
I met him on the bus. I met him on a school bus.
Okay.
His first day. I think it was a couple days after his birthday we met.
Yeah. All right.
My sister liked him too.
Ooh.
And Giovanni gave...
Drama.
Wait. Tell me if I'm wrong. You gave Sharon your number. And I think Sharon made me believe that he gave her his number because that's who he wanted.
Oh.
But really, he gave her the number for me.
To give to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so your sister was just a bad messenger.
No, she wanted him to.
Oh.
I think, what you say, what happened?
I don't want to do this. I don't.
Buddy, come on. Come on.
There was some competition going on.
Cause she's still my sister-in-law. Okay, so her sister was super Christian back then.
Okay.
She's like Jesuit now. So I'm sitting on the bus chilling, listening to my Walkman. That's gonna tell my age, but whatever. So she gonna sit next to me and say, "You got the Lord Jesus Christ in your life?"
His eyes are bugged out right now.
How am I supposed to answer that? Her sister came up to me and was like, "Do you have Lord Jesus Christ in your life?" I said no. She went on with her business, and then I got on the bus the next day to go in the back and sit like Negroes love to do, and I'm sitting down, and then I hear this voice come from the heavens, and she said,
"Run away."
She said, "How old are you?" No, she's like, "What grade are you in?" I said, 10th grade. She said, "You damn fine to be a sophomore." I couldn't run. I couldn't escape. I was in the back of the bus. I might have got tripped. I was in an unfamiliar territory. I was from an old high school, so
Everett.
I submitted.
Came from Everett.
So it was submission, love.
It was submission.
Submission, love.
Complete and utter submission.
Sounds like a Disney story right there.
Yes.
No.
So we're gonna move on to Miss Sarah.
Same question?
Yeah. Let's keep it safe.
All right. I would say he was just always just adorable and just really funny right off the bat. We teased each other like basically from the moment we met each other because we met in English class and we had to write what our heroes were, and we were partnered up, and he was like, "Oh, who'd you write for your hero?" And I said, "Buffy the Vampire Slayer." And he was like just teasing me about it nonstop, and then I was like, "Well, who'd you write?" And he said, "Luke Skywalker." And that's the story, and I thought he was hilarious and really cute.
I do want to throw this out there too. If I had failed 11th grade English, so I had to retake it.
Yeah.
That's where I met her because I had.
Yeah.
If I didn't fail 11th grade English the first time, I would have never met the woman that became my wife.
Oh Jesus.
So
It was fate.
Oh my
So
God.
the F stands for fate.
Yes,
Were
the
you
F
sitting-
that I got.
Were
Right.
you sitting at the back of the class?
Oh,
Girl, I flunked this class just for you.
so cheesy. Oh my goodness.
It is the
That's
That's a
cheesiest
good point, though.
Right.
I should always say to her, "It's like I failed English for you."
Just use that as your bargaining chip right there. All right, and we got our couple here. Josh be easy.
Star couple.
Well, my bad. Don't say anything, Josh. This is up to Miss Jessica here.
Oh, well, I had a
Say
whole.
something.
No, you can't say anything. But yeah, keep to the formula here.
Oh, women first. Go ahead.
Okay. So, I mean, I think we met originally through Facebook, and I let him talk to me for a little while, and then when we went out, the first time that I seen him in person, it was more of I was attracted to his personality, and the more we talked, it was like we had this chemistry that you just couldn't stop, you couldn't let go of, I guess you would say, because every time you were talking to him, it was just something intrigued me, and I couldn't stop talking to you. So that was probably what was up with us.
No,
So-
it was that telekinesis from his big head. That was pulling in, huh?
I was like, he's got a cocky look on his face right now. He's like, "Damn, I was a great guy."
that was awesome,
Was
man.
No,
I
we
still
just-
am? Shit.
We just had a
What you
lot to
talking
talk about all the time. There was never a dull moment. So, did you feel the same way?
Oh yeah, definitely. Really, it all started February 6th,
Damn, she's pulling out dates.
2014. I saw Jessica. We were at a department store actually shopping. I was with my best friend Valencia.
And I thought they were together.
Yeah, she thought we were together, and I saw her and I double taked. I damn near broke my neck. You know, she was just got that damn fine. I remember them black leggings she had on. Oh my goodness.
You know what's weird, because when before I met you, Josh was talking to me on the phone, and he said,
About me?
"Yeah," he said, "I saw this girl at, was it Burlington?
Yeah.
I saw this girl at Burlington. She just could not keep her eyes off of me, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of her. And I think she was with her dude, but I didn't give a fuck. She was just so beautiful, and I was like, who is this girl? I don't know. But you know what? You told me you saw her on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Saw her
I'm
on
finna
Facebook.
tell my story. Like
That's
I
the
said,
story.
yeah, we first saw each other February 6th, and then 5 days later on February 11th, on my birthday, I had decided to inbox her, you know, and say what's up. Because what was weird was, I didn't know that we were friends on Facebook, you know, and then on my birthday I'm just scrolling and she pops up and I was like, oh my God, that's a sign from God. I have to message her, you know, and I messaged her and she replied.
You thought I was going to shoot you down.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna shoot me down, like real shit. you know. But she did it. You know, we just had mad conversation from there. You know, just crazy chemistry. And then we met one night at a bar, had a few drinks, and we just kind of hit it off from that point.
So you got like that. Your story makes it seem like when you seen her, you just heard the song was like, "How do birds suddenly appear?"
It was something like that.
Yes, I was.
It was something like that. So I was damn sure looking the whole time, and she was looking too.
Well,
Josh said I stalked him.
She was stalking
in the
me.
store.
Yeah.
I think Josh has got points for remembering the date. He may have the most like loving story out of all y'all. I don't know. I'm still gonna pick Bryce though because
he's white.
I didn't know it was a competition.
Because he failed for Sarah. And you know how hard it is to keep your GPA up. You gonna fail on purpose? Nah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
So when Cassandra was telling her story, she was talking about how they met in high school. And one thing for everybody listening, all of us except for 2 people went to the same high school at one point, and in this room. And I was the first one to get my driver's license. And of course, there was someday, I don't remember what it was. It might have been after I moved away from Lansing or something. I come back and I got Gio and Cassandra in the backseat of my car, and they just start fucking making out.
Oh my God. There's so many stories.
Here I am chauffeuring them around while they're basically, I don't know if they were dry humping or if there was, or if there was insertion or what. But.
Oh, there was insertion.
Oh my God.
There's possibly
He was just
cunnilingus.
jealous.
Yo, you know what? I'm so happy you said that, Bryce, because I was going to stay out the surgery.
Can we not do this right now?
Since you
Don't
opened
be
up
putting our
We kind of
business.
ease
I just
into
want, I
this.
just want, okay. We want
Hey, when you did that in the backseat of my car, you made it my business.
Yeah, but can we get there?
You already got there.
Sex talk, sex segment.
All right, I guess we'll come back to the sex segment. But now, since Bryce said that, I feel like I'm not. I know I'm gonna say it. Just one. These two, Cassandra and Giovanni, did something to me that I always remember was vile. And I only bring it up, and I'm gonna leave out the first story because they don't want me to tell that story, so I'll tell this one instead. So they were very rabbit-like in high school. Let's just say that, very rabbit-like. And one day I came over.
Everywhere.
I came over. I forget, who house was it? G's or it was somebody's house, and I was like, "Hey, I just need to stay the night."
Giovanni's house.
And G was like, "Yeah, sure thing. Lay on the couch." I'm like, "Cool." Gave me blankets, pillow, everything. I'm like, "Cool." Wake up refreshed, right? Like, woo! This fool, Cassandra's laughing, and I'm like, "What's so funny?" And it's like, "Oh, you slept on that couch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, wow, it was awesome." It's like, "Yeah, we had sex on that couch, like rough sex on that couch." In the blanket, on the pillow. So everything I laid in was just like, if I took a black light to it, I'm pretty sure I came out looking like Michael Jackson. After the whole situation. From there on out, every time they hand me something like, what'd you do to this?
Man, there's so
Checking
many.
to make sure it's
There's
not
so many
sticky.
stories we can go around. At least me and you can share about walking in on Giovanni or Cassandra, or coming in the house afterwards, and
Josh ain't never walked in on us.
not walked in on you, but
Okay, there was one time when you came over and you had somebody with you and you knocked on the door and I was like, bro, you just gonna have to give me a few minutes. That was one time.
no, that was like twice because I remember when Michigan, when y'all was in the studio.
That was like 10 years ago, so
Yeah.
the statute of limitations is up.
Okay.
Is that how it works?
No longer be prosecuted.
Perfect. I no longer remember this. No, I have no recollection of these
I
happening.
remember shit I don't remember.
These things happened?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Everybody remember y'all.
The room smelled like straight sex. It was,
I smell
Why are you-
sex
it was,
sand.
it was
I was just
very.
gonna say that. I was just gonna say
Very
that.
uncomfortable.
Why?
I
The
swear I was
song.
just gonna say that.
So, Bryce and Sarah.
Oh, you passing the buck here.
Yeah. Yeah, so them.
What about?
What questions you got for them?
So,
Well, Josh told me not to write down anything, so I didn't come prepared.
I
As a
told you not to
host.
write down nothing.
I was gonna write questions, man. I had questions.
When did I tell you not to write nothing?
You told me not to write.
You know what? Forget it. Let's change the role.
Okay.
Jared.
Wait, hold up. We'll come back. We'll come back.
You got to tell about
Yeah.
yours too.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Jared.
What
let's
you
do
want
the-
to tell
come
the?
on.
You want to know the
so
origin?
as far as you see, we're here in this room full of couples.
I told you I came with
how's
two
the
ladies.
single life?
Horrible. Penis is in exile. Me and my penis had a discussion the other day, and it was a serious discussion.
You talk to yours too?
I do.
Oh yeah.
I
named mine. You got a name for yours?
Yeah, I had to change it because it felt weird. I used to call it Dwayne Johnson because it was The Rock.
Oh, mine is Mjolnir.
Milner. Oh,
Yeah.
like the
hammer
Thor
of
hammer.
Thor. Yes.
Wow.
Do you have
So-
conversations
So
with
is this
Ben?
just
I
like
do
a
not.
penis, and your penis is like, hey, Jared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like hey, it's like what's going on, man? I'm like I don't know.
Does
So
it
you-
speak back?
It does, and I'm like you when you hear the reflection, you'll know who's the penis and who's me.
I will never know that.
These are these that is merely a metrosexual characteristic.
Wow.
It's having conversations with your penis
How's that a metrosexual characteristic?
because it is.
Don't you? Okay, before you play a sport,
As much
before
as you
get
beat
hyped
your meat, you don't talk to it.
Lord
no,
Jesus,
the fuck I want to talk to it for.
Lord Jesus.
So the times when you guys may be having sex and you may not be up to par, and you be talking to it like, yo, man, you gotta get shape up, man. We gotta get this.
No, because I ain't never been up to par.
Oh, you a lying ass motherfucker. Okay, we ain't even gonna go there. But next.
So I thought,
Have I ever been not up to par?
Never, baby.
Thank you.
Gross. This is like a Howard Stern
And listen,
episode.
we've been together 13 years. And listen, if I ever have been, I want to know. You can tell me right here now.
Never.
Thank you.
Don't lie.
I mean, they
don't,
all-
don't lie to him.
No, listen.
How
You know,
about-
Don't-
you know
don't
my
lie to
wife.
him.
You know my wife. You know my wife.
Oh, she's
You
not a
know
liar.
my wife.
Exactly. She would lie to save your
You know-
feelings.
No, you a fucking lie. You a fucking lie.
No.
so we were talking about your single penis.
Yeah, I'm a single penis, accompanied by two balls.
Well, it's good. It's two, I guess.
Yeah, it was almost one for a while. It was got rough. But anyway, no, the single life. So let me say this. For everyone who's listening, I am recently divorced. Recent. I mean, as of like, what is it? 2 months now? Has it been 2 months?
Oh, damn. I didn't know it was that recent.
Yeah, man. I'm in the salty zone right
We
now.
talked about that last episode. Or episode
I mean,
4. I didn't
but
know that.
you've been separated for a year, so. I mean.
But anyway.
Yeah, I've been plotting murder.
So you split.
Yeah. So when you split after being married for what was I married for like 5 years? 6?
Damn.
No, I was together for 6.
Was
I
it?
only married 5. Yeah. I don't know, man. It was a long time. But I don't know, man. The single life is hard to get back into. You know what I mean? Cause like you want to be like you think you're gonna hit the road looking like somebody on like with your shirt open looking like what's that then? Like the Bee Gees, you know, you're going like strutting and stuff hitting the street. I don't know, but I think there's a weird thing that comes up. You don't really get out there as much. At least not for me. But don't get me wrong. I had my hoe phase. It was a serious hoe phase. It was the hoe phase to end all hoe phases.
Do you feel like you lost your
It was the
game
best of times. It was
coming
the
back
worst of
into
times.
it?
Oh yeah. Oh. Talking about that when I posted. Yeah. I lost all game. I'm not even like close.
You really never had no game, but.
Whatever. I had more game than you.
You was a lie.
You a lie. Anyway, we're getting away from the point. The point of this episode, we're going to be exploring the couples here. So, Miss Sarah. What's one thing that irritates you? Now you've been married for
God.
how long again?
Oh, jeez.
We've been married for 3 or 4 years, but
4
we've been
years.
together for 11.
4 years.
Been together for 11. Okay, so not nothing too personal that y'all got to go home and argue about. Just something very like that happens a lot that just irritates the hell out of you.
Oh my God. I feel like I could probably come up with a bunch of things.
Really?
I'm just kidding. No, not really. I don't know. He's one of those people that when he's right, he's right. So like if you're doing something, you got to do it his way, or it's wrong. That's probably
I'm nodding
the
my
biggest
head.
thing.
I'm nodding my head.
So you got to do everything
At
without
least he
circumstance.
agrees with me. You know.
I got to take off my hat. My head's now.
Oh my God.
You messed me up.
But he knows it. At least he knows it. He was nodding.
So
We're
you're
in
kind
agreement.
So you're kind of a tyrant. Is
He was
this,
definitely
I
a
am
dictator.
set in my ways.
Yes,
is this-
that's there you go. He's set in his ways.
is this
That's
a
better way to put it.
1920s relationship we have here?
Oh no.
No, like one example, I'll expand upon that because he's making it
And
sound
he's
like I'm
very
abusive.
OCD, so things
That's
have to
that's
be
what I say.
a
I'm
certain
very
way.
OCD. So there are certain
Okay.
things that we've learned over the years that she will just let me do. When we get home, we take care of the groceries. I've organized the groceries. Yes, I'm that particular.
I can't
in
put
the
anything
cupboard
in
a
the
very
fridge
specific
first
way.
because he's got to look at it.
So when we get home from the grocery store, she just opens the bags, hands them to me, and I put them where they go.
So what?
I don't beat her.
Except for that one time when I came over, she had a black eye and she was putting makeup
I told
on.
her she put the cream corn in front of the SpaghettiOs, and man, I just
Oh my god.
lost it.
Hey, babe, I got you a pair of sunglasses for Christmas.
Cover up that shiner.
So coming from perspective, this is something y'all could slide to Josh and Miss Jessica here. So the transition from just dating, then being in a long-term relationship, then marriage. What's the most significant changes?
Oh,
Like either one.
I don't know. I didn't.
from dating to being married, you said?
Yeah.
See,
There's
that's
not really a big difference.
that's the thing, and I'm very curious about other people's opinions on that because for me, marriage didn't change anything.
No.
I mean, we lived together before we got married. First off,
Yeah. I think that
but
was
no.
a big.
I mean, it didn't change anything.
Yeah, and everybody after we got married would be like, "Oh, how's married life?" It's
Did,
exactly the same.
Did being married change the sex?
No.
No.
I've heard from several people that after you get married, the sex is better.
I've heard people say that, but I don't think anything changed.
No.
It's,
What about you?
it's the same.
Yeah. So
Me and him been. I mean, man, we've been together for 13 years.
Mhm.
It's no different. It's just marriage is just a piece of paper saying that you guys are bonded. You share taxes with each other.
Yeah.
Other than that,
So there was no like reservations for anything before you jumped the broom?
no.
No, so there's no. You know what? Cause I'll come back to that. So what about you, Josh and Jessica? So is there something that worries you about becoming married?
No.
Are there any horror stories you've heard? Cause I can give you like 1,000.
Oh man, there's plenty of horror stories.
Well,
you know?
and
You can't sit there and say there's no type of fear that you don't have as far as getting married.
I mean, if you want to be really quite literal with it, I mean, kind
I have
of
fear.
the thought about us breaking up and getting a divorce and then having to give her half my shit. You know, I mean,
I don't want to sound super material.
keeping it,
That sounds
you know,
really
100.
materialistic.
But
That's what you're worried about?
no, that's what I'm saying. If you do think about anything, it'll be just the fact of divorce. You know, because
I don't.
I'm the type of guy that I've always said when I get married, I want to stay married. You know what I'm saying? I am going to do anything and everything in my power to keep my marriage together. You know what I'm saying? So my fear is the same fear that I have right now before we even get married is losing her. I never want to lose her. You know what I'm saying? I feel that I found the love of my life, you know, and married or not, you know, I don't want to lose her.
Oh.
I feel like it changes the dynamic when you get married because you have to worry about certain things like more than you would when you're just dating or, you know, like engaged because you actually take on like that role of like making like decisions together that can actually affect both of your lives. So like those types of things like make me think like, is it going to change when we're married? Like the things that we decide, is it going to affect us? Situations like family things that happen between us, I feel like that's gonna matter more too when we're married.
Yeah.
Like we might disagree on certain things like family wise that we're gonna have to not say change but kind of just compromise
When it comes to that,
when it comes to that.
I think maybe in marriage that's the difference. Boyfriend and girlfriend, okay, there's things you guys can, you know, do. I mean, you don't have to answer to each other about. But when you're married, you have to consult your husband or wife before you make a decision. It's always, hey, babe, I'm about to go spend some money. Let's budget. Let's sit down. Your income is one. Your debt, everything that he owes, You both owe now because you're both married, and that's why money is such a big thing in marriage. Because because if something happens to my husband, I'm stuck with his debt.
Yeah,
or as far as as far as family goes, you have to keep them out. Family will ruin your marriage. Family will family don't care. They'll take whatever they can and they'll keep going and leave you picking up pieces. So you have to set boundaries when it comes to sisters, brothers, moms, dads, cousins. You have to. Because
that's what I meant too. Boundaries.
There's boundaries. There's no more making decisions without your spouse. You have to respect each other. If you keep family out and you guys communicate, then your marriage would be, I'm not saying it would be perfect, but it'll make it.
Yeah, something that you said that I was thinking too. Most of the couples I know most of the married couples, specifically married people that have issues, has to do with money. A lot of times, kind of money, because when you get married, that's when you really start consolidating the bank accounts. But with that being said, I don't want to let you get out of this without your input.
Well, I got one more thing.
Oh yeah.
One more thing that I just kind of thought about that I am scared about, and this is far beyond anything. One thing that I have been through that none of you guys have is the fact of kids. You know, and going through custody battles, you know, and those type of things. You know, I think that's when I lost my hair, you know, to be quite honest with you. And that's it. Of course, that is another fear. You know what I'm saying? Is the fact of you, on top of losing the one who you intended to spend the rest of your life with, on top of, you know, you losing the ability to see your kid anytime you want.
Right.
You know, that's definitely a fear as a father.
I can agree.
Yeah. No, so I was just going to ask, let me change the question, make it a little past tense. When you got married, did it change?
Man. Yep. So okay.
The sex change, you saying?
Man, everything changed. So before I got married to my ex, and like I said, I'm not gonna try to dog her here. Like we were the equivalent of like Gio and Cassandra, you know, like it was just everywhere, you know. Then like I don't know what it is. Like as soon as I dropped down to one knee, it was like, boop. Like I remember my penis was on desert mode for 6 months at a time. Then after that, it was like 7 months. Then when you like, so I'm a real like sexual person. So once that died, that immediately was like, I don't know who this person is, you know, like because if you lose sex, like you lose a lot. Like I almost couldn't stand her.
Yeah,
I agree. I think sex
80-20.
is super important to any relationships.
80-20.
And that's why I keep telling people all the time. I've been saying like when you're married, like I was reading this book. It says it says a lot of people don't like the libido level is always different. So there's always a person who's high, and there's always a person who's low. Well, the person who's low has to put in extra effort. You know, it's just the way it is because the person who has the high libido is like, let's go right now in the middle of the supermarket. You know, but we really don't care. And the low person is like, we could do it next Tuesday in February. You know, it's like, girl, it's October. Yeah, but still, you know. You know, so that's the problem. Like, so when that happens, like, you have to, like, if you have the low libido, you have to just say, okay, a lot of times. You have to be like, look, I really don't want to. I've been working a double. I'm tired. I just want to get home, eat some Funyuns. You know, but they want to go, so I gotta do it because you know what? When you do that at least for me, and I don't know about all men, at least for me, it like show like, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice my little bit of peace or a little happiness to make you happy, which is cool. It sounds messed up, but it's kind of like the way we are as a man. I'm kind of like, if I don't have sex with you, then you must not like me. You know, that's just the way I think. I know it might not be right, but that's the way it is. So I just felt like when I got into my relationship, that was the first thing to go. And
but
then
that's not true. See, men, I feel like it's stuck in their own mind. Like when a woman doesn't have sex with you, you automatically think that something is wrong.
Right.
It's not that. Sometimes sit back and talk to your wife or your significant other and say, what's going on? Women, let me tell you something. Women, it's all up here. It's all in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
Some women go through this period of, I feel awful. I don't feel sexy. I don't feel like having sex with you. I feel like a big cow on top of my husband.
Right.
I was listening to a podcast, and a woman said, I love my husband and I do want to please him, but I feel awful when I can't bring myself to get in the mood because I know I need to get in the gym, or I know that I don't know what he's thinking when he's looking up at me. And some women, it's about insecurities. And when you come to your significant other and say, hey, you don't like me, or you are hounding them about it, that's wrong. Instead of actually getting, yes, it is. Instead of hounding her, you need to understand her first and know what the issue is.
What about understanding from a woman? So we have to understand everything, but a woman doesn't understand nothing.
We do understand,
so we just
and
have to
that's the
suck
thing.
it up. We have to suck it up and basically stand against the wall with our dick in our hands, and say, "Okay, babe, it's okay.
Okay.
And just jack off." You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
Okay, hold on.
No.
I have to interrupt here because the way you make it sound like it's a woman's obligation to keep her man sexually satisfied.
it is. It's both ways. It's completely both ways.
If she does, I agree that it's both ways. But if either party doesn't feel like having sex, you can't just say, "Okay, I'm gonna have sex anyways." But
No, not
the key.
not per
But
se
the key.
that, but
The
it's-
key. What I think, hopefully, what I hope you meant to say, and what I think
I said
me
what
and
I
her
said.
definitely on the same page about is communication is key. Because
Yes,
Cassandra's
I agree.
example is perfect. If a woman's not having sex, maybe it's because she doesn't feel good about herself, and that can go with a man too, quite frankly.
Exactly.
And if that's not communicated, the man doesn't realize that. That's why communication is so key. It sounds cliche.
I'm not saying it's
but
wrong.
It's
It's
You
not
just said it
wrong
was
for
wrong.
no. I'm not saying it's not wrong for a woman to not. It's wrong for me to not communicate with my husband, but it's wrong for you to come to me and automatically think that I'm withholding sex because I don't like you, or you come
That's
at me
when
disrespectful
communication comes
because
in
I'm
the
not
role.
giving
It
you
comes into
none.
play.
Instead of actually sitting down with me and saying, "Hey, what's going on?" Getting down to the problem. That's about communication. A man shouldn't do that. Yes, it's both
It's both ways.
parties' obligation to make each other happy.
And,
But
and it's both ways for a woman to maybe sit down with her man and like, hey, babe, I know that I haven't been, really fulfilling your needs or whatever at the moment. This
but then
is
the
why.
next day you'll be back. What's up?
No,
And I'm gonna get some?
Here's
How you feeling today?
Here's the thing. And this is coming from like an introspective, like a retrospective look. Because when I had that issue, my whole issue was that I never knew why. You know what I'm saying? So I always just ask the question because I'm a big like question asker. Like you don't want to date me, you don't want to do something. Like I'm gonna ask a question. So the whole thing, like, dude, we've been laying, why don't you want to have sex? And then it was just the constant, like, I just don't feel like it. Like that gets old after a while.
Because she wasn't being open with you.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing. When a lot of times, and this is not all the time, but a lot of times women will not be open, and when that happens, a man, like I'm telling you right now, man, we think the worst. Like we instantly go from like the best to worst. There's no middle for us.
No.
I just feel like
You
a
know what I'm
man
saying?
comes to a woman with his dick in his hand instead of understanding.
Well, let me say this though. Let me say this.
Women
though.
do the same.
So here's the problem.
I didn't say I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about men.
So here's the
Right
problem.
now.
Here's the problem. Women don't communicate, and men like we don't know how to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know how to, we don't know how to see the signs. But the problem is a lot of women are too quiet about their issues. So you're quiet, and then we don't know how to approach you. So when we do approach you, it sounds like we're dicks, and then you're like, what the fuck, like you goddamn dick, like I'm having a bad day, goddamn it, like I didn't know you didn't come in to say shit, what you want me to do? I'm horny, goddamn, I didn't know, and that's how I do it. But I will say this is the analogy I came up with. This is patent pending, okay? So don't steal my analogy. It's called the the water hole analogy. right?
The water. Oh yeah.
The water.
okay.
Yeah, I told you about
I
this.
know what it is.
So the water hole analogy is this. So say if you're in the jungle, all these animals, right? You have this specific water hole. They're gonna keep coming to this water hole because that's what they're used to, right? Now, the second that water hole dries up, they're not gonna keep coming back. They may come back once or twice just to see, hey, the water didn't come back. Okay, after like the third time, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that what happens in a relationship. Like we may not cheat, but if a dude don't want to have sex with you, it's because we're already tired. You know, we're already done. Not tired in the sense of like I'm sleepy. I'm just tired of like trying. You know, and that's just me though. That's just me.
No. Yeah, me too. I agree.
Yeah. So that's just me. So that's what I would say to you. But I don't know, man. Not every girl is the same. I know some people who were like into open marriages and stuff like that. I know a couple who used to punch each other to get off.
Literally punch each other, really?
Hell yeah, man.
That's some kinky shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just not that kinky. Well, I don't know.
I don't.
Not violence and hurting each other. No.
No.
I'm pretty freaky, but not no pain type shit.
Okay. Well, anyway, before we stay on this subject, I'm gonna ask you, Gio.
Ask me what?
I want to ask you something.
What you want to ask me?
I want to. I want to ask you. So after 13 years, right? 13 years. What is something that still makes you happy?
Definitely our conversation, our chemistry. Just because, like, there's things that she knows about me that nobody ever will. Period. And it's like we can have those conversations, and I can be anybody. I can be exactly who I am, around her. She knows me from like. Me being an introvert, there's a face that I put on when I go in public. But when I'm around her, there's no face. There's just me. So that's the one thing that I enjoy the most is she's like the one person that I can be myself around. Period. No question.
What about you, Cassandra?
Well, it's so much. I mean, that Giovanni's done for me. When I met him, I was in a really tough spot in my life. And Bonnie has taught me how to, I'm not going to say it's hard to say. He taught me how to be a woman, how to love him, how to respect others. I was really rowdy. I don't know if Josh remember. I used to be mouthy in high school.
Wait, you used to be?
I calmed down a lot.
She has calmed down.
A lot compared to, because let me put it this way. When I was in middle school, I never used to stand up for myself. But when I got to high school, it was like I got tired. And when you get tired, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say what I want to say when I want to say it. And I don't care how it sounds. And that wasn't good. It wasn't to be mean. It was just me acting out of frustration. I got tired of people, treating me like that. But when I met Bonnie, he something about him just brought the woman out of me.
Oh, dang.
And I can't say anything negative as far as, yeah, we go through our ups and downs. We've been almost on the verge of divorce, but something about Giovanni just made me like, damn, he's the one that made me say, okay, these are the issues that he has with me as a wife. Am I willing to change those, or am I going to be stuck in my ways and lose the best thing that's ever happened to me? And when you sit back and you think like, that ain't worth losing, then that's the person for you. And as far as a father, he's amazing. Our kids has never been without, he's always made sure that we ate. When I was sick, he was there. Nothing better. I mean, he's a good husband. I'm not the best wife.
Thank you so much. This is so touching.
Now, sorry.
It's just so many things. We've been together 13 years. I can't
In the bathroom.
tell you.
Go get some.
You can't sum it up.
I can't sum it up of all the things we've been through. As far as family, I mean, we had our daughter at 19 years old. We were young, we were just Giovanni just graduated.
I was 18. No, I was 18.
On his birthday.
I was 18.
So
I know I was 19. You graduated. I was
You
pregnant.
said
when
we
did.
was 19.
Okay, well you were 18. I was 19.
Quite yet. I was 18. I was still wet behind the ears and innocent.
why you make?
You stole my innocence from me.
I stole your innocence.
Yes, you did. Cradle robber, you.
10 months. Okay.
Thank you, baby. I really appreciate those kind words. I really love you. I appreciate it.
All right.
I really do.
So Cassandra said something that I was actually going to transfer over to Bryce about. You said that there's things that he changed about you. So what are some things? Because in every relationship, especially long-term relationship, there are changes that you have to become accustomed to, or changes you go through, I should say. So what are some changes you went through for the better that you would say, like, now since it's different, you can't really see yourself going back?
Since I've been with Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, he went bald.
That is true. I did go bald.
Once you go bald, you never go back.
He got planet tattoos.
That was real recent.
His whole body is like a art, like a canvas.
I don't know. I'm pretty hard-headed, so can I defer this to my wife? Has there been any change that you feel that has occurred in me?
I feel like you've calmed down a lot. Like,
Really? Well,
yes,
yeah, I guess that is true.
I think you have. I'm probably way too far back. Yeah, I think you've calmed down a lot from when I first met you. You were a lot more hot-headed and probably a little bit more jealous, and
You don't have to be reserved. I mean, I was definitely, I was definitely a more jealous person.
Yeah, I
I was
definitely
definitely more jealous
noticed
person. I got over that.
that you're a lot calmer than you used to be.
I'm still an angry person, but not as angry.
No, not at all. I feel like when we first started going out, you would even just pick fights with me all the time for no reason, and you definitely calmed down.
That's
You
just
know
puppy
it's
love
true
right there.
though. It's true.
Plead the fifth.
I wish you guys can see the look on his face right now.
You told me to be honest.
He got the shit
Being
face.
honest, that's true.
Oh, that was just so cute.
Next.
So, is there anything else you want to elaborate on, Miss
For
Sarah?
him, I don't think so. That's the biggest thing I've noticed. You've calmed down a lot. I feel like you're more patient, I would say. I don't know if you'd agree with me, but
with some things.
yeah, I feel like
I'd
you're
say
more
with some things.
patient. I don't know. I mean, nothing
I think
huge.
it's one of those things that is funny because I think there are times where I'm patient where you don't think I'm going to be patient.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But then there's also other times where I unfortunately do still have that temper over seeming little things.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I mean, you surprised me a lot with how with how patient you can be when I don't expect you to be.
So, what about you, Sarah? What has changed about you? Or you were just like, I'm
Oh,
not changing
man.
for anybody.
No, I feel like, well, I feel like I'm a little more patient. I feel like we both are, but I feel like he is very extroverted compared to me. So I feel like, I've changed in that I talk a little bit more than I used to. I'm still very quiet, but he brings it out of me, I guess.
That's
So,
literally the one thing that I was thinking.
yeah, I'm a very quiet, reserved person, but
I used to
I
like
feel
long
like he
walks
makes
in the
me
park.
talk, and
now
that's
I
for the
like
better.
long walks in the park with Bryce.
So, Miss Jessica, we haven't heard from you in a while.
Right?
So now you're hearing all these marriage stories, and I want to keep it across the same line. Going into a marriage coming up here, what is something you're really looking forward to? Now you're submitting the deal here. Remember, ain't no going back after this. I mean, there is, but it's like half your stuff. So
You know what? Speaking of these two, they need to do some cooking show together. I am so jealous. They make the best food,
Right?
and we don't get
we
none.
do.
Well, we are pretty awesome.
Oh my God.
We cook amazing stuff together too.
The Josh and Jessica show.
Yeah, we thought about opening our restaurant, calling J&J's.
You know,
Ooh,
I
that'd
don't know
be-
why I've known y'all for this long and just realized both of y'all first initials are J.
Yeah.
I don't.
We were gonna name the baby with a J, but it didn't happen. It's not happening. So
We're not doing that because of I had a dream. I had a dream. While we were together, maybe about a year ago, that we were gonna have a baby girl, and in that dream, her name came to me, you know, and
Like Moses.
yeah, like it came to me in my dream, and I literally woke Jessica up and I was like, babe, I just had a dream that she was gonna have my baby, and she got freaked the fuck out, you know, because at the time we didn't really discuss having kids. And I told her the name and everything, and she was like, "I don't want to talk about it right now." She's like, "That's scary. I'm not ready for that yet." You know, so when she actually got pregnant, you know, the whole time before we found out that it was going to be a girl, you know, I was telling her, I'm like, "Babe, this is her. This is her."
it's a girl.
You know,
and I did
and-
not believe you.
Yeah, she didn't believe me at all. You know, and we would come up with names and stuff, and we at first had planned on having a J name for the baby, but then like I don't know what happened, but basically we couldn't really agree on a name, and we were gonna have our baby's first name now gonna be the middle name, you know, and I was like, babe, I think we should really just have her middle name be her name, because that was her name in the dream, you know. And then after our gender reveal party, and it was showed it was a girl, I looked at her, I'm like, baby, it's really her. You know, she came to me. We gotta do it now.
You know, I lost $5 at y'all gender reveal party too. You was having dreams that you were gonna have what you're gonna have. You could have just told me. I could have saved $5, man.
I
He
thought I
never
did tell
changed
you.
his view, like not once.
No.
Yeah, but he
Always
didn't.
stuck to it being a girl.
Yeah, but he didn't let me
It's
know.
weird.
Sorry. Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you out. Go ahead, Jessica.
There's a lot of things I think I would look forward to, but most of them is just like normal things. Like our life together is good now. So being married, I don't feel like it's gonna change a whole bunch. But like we recently started traveling together, and that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. It's like a lot is just traveling, going different places and seeing new things. And of course, like having the baby too. It's just the ideas that come in my mind about like the family aspect of it. Oh, it's exciting.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Yep, didn't get that far. No, it's good. JB, you were killing me with that mic, holding it like a 1940s singer. Like, why are you holding like the black Elvis Presley over here?
Just 'cause I'm trying to lean back and just relax.
Just chilling.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyone got any reservations?
What are you excited about? I guess
What am I excited
for
about?
marriage.
I'm excited, really, just to be able to call her my wife. You know, I'm one of them sappy guys. You know, I've always thought about,
Yes.
you know, marriage and my family, because, you know, coming from a home with a single mother, you know, I was never around that loving marriage type of, I was just never around it, period, you know, and it's just something that I always wanted. I always wanted a family, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted a dad, you know, I always wanted, you know, a lot of things growing up that I didn't have. So I've always just made it my thing that when I get to that point, you know, I'm just going to do whatever I can to keep it and to keep him happy, you know. So being able to say that I settled down, you know, and it's funny because I've been back in high school. I think we all talked about that I was going to be the last one to get married.
Yep.
You know, and it's exactly what it is. I'm the last one to really settle down, you know, and I'm just happy to settle down, happy to really fortify my family and to call her my wife and really just build my empire with her. All right, that's the end of our first part of our special 2-part couples episode of the Takeoff Anytime podcast. If you like what you are listening to, go ahead and listen to part 2. We appreciate everyone who fucks with us, and if you don't fuck with us, fuck you. We still gonna take off. Thank you. Good night.